Hi, welcome back to another chapter. If you netted as one, this is going to be chapter 27. I try not to stare too long at the fiery swath of destruction created by the crash Anubis. There's still work to be done, but the sight of the warship broken into pieces in the mountainside gives me an undeniable thrill. Still invisible, I fly underneath one of the skimmers that survived the titanic clash of the two warships. Quickly, I unleash a torrent of ice that freezes the engines. The small ship drops like a rock, right towards the steadily gathering crowd of mock Batborn outside of the base entrance. For a moment, the sky is clear. I've taken care of all the skimmers that weren't destroyed by our warship. There's an explosion to my right. The monks down below are not happy. They are taking pot shots with their blasters, and others are letting loose with what looks like bazookas. Nothing penetrates the shields of our warship. They are not prepared for this kind of attack. Why would they be? Their basis for shield, not to their basis for shield, not to mention their regular energy weapons, are enough to repulse anything that humans could throw at them. Overconfidence gets you dead. I fly behind the safety of our warship's force field and back and on board the ship. The others are waiting for me in the docking bay. I'm soaked from the rain and bleeding from my neck. The stitches pulled while I was out there using my stun vision to knock down skimmers, all while darting around lenses of energy from the Anubis and getting thrown about by Six's wind gusts. Six looks almost as rough as me. Her hair is a tangled mess, like she was in the windstorm, sweaty and matted to her face. So far, so good, she says. Most beautiful storm I've ever seen, I tell her. Lexa is already in the cockpit of her ship, with Marina readying shotgun. Adam sits in the back, a Mongolian blaster across his lap. He avoids making eye contact with me. I notice a rustling in the front of his shirt and realize Siska does with him. The Chimera shrunk down to a gray mouse until it's time to join the fight. Nine piles in across from Adam and Bernie Kosar bouncing after him. Five follows after Nine but pauses in front of me, and Six, his one eye lingering in the light show outside. You know, they're going to shoot us to pieces the minute we fly out here, he says. Not if we give them something else to shoot at, I say. Six and Nine usher fire into the ship, follow behind him and close the door after us. Good to go, I call out to Lexa. Say the word, she replies. Sam and Rex, now in charge of maneuvering our warship, have us positioned so that the docking bay doors are right above the horde of mogs gathered below. They crowd the area in front of the mountain's entrance, shooting up through the force field that prevents us from returning fire. They haven't breached our warship's defenses yet, but that doesn't stop them from trying. I guess we made them mad when we took down their flagship. Alright, everyone with telekinesis, grab a hold of those skimmers, I say, indicating the dozens of mock ships that we stripped for parts earlier. Let's dump them. Lexa. Use the ship's as cover, she finishes my thought. I got it, John. The drop won't take more than 10 seconds. Nine cracks his knuckles. We're ready. As a group, we exert our telekinesis to shove the dormant skimmers out the docking bay doors. To the monks down below, it must look like they are being dive bombed by dozens of their own ships. Lexa eases our ship with the others. Lexa eases our ship out with the others. If it wasn't night, if it wasn't chaos, maybe the monks would be able to pick our vessel out from the others. Instead, they shoot at everything. The darkness comes alive with the shrieking arcs of blaster fire. It's oddly silent on the board of the ship. For a moment, we are in freefall. All of us hold on to setbacks for safety harnesses. We absorb a few hits from the blaster volley, but nothing that knocks us off course or does any real damage. The first of the skimmers begin to hit the mountain's force field and explode above the monks. Nothing gets through, of course. That doesn't stop some of the stupider ones from scattering or ducking for cover. Like fireballs, pockmark the force field, and it's through the heat that we pass. Here we go, Alexa says. At the last possible moment, she brings us out of the free fall with a flourish, levels us off and drops us to the ground level. She lands her ship right on top of a few dozen monks, crushing them into the ground. Not that we're the only ship that's gotten through the force field. They are focusing their fire on us. Nine kicks open the exit ramp, welcoming it. Let's go, he blows us as with a whistle and hiss of blaster fire fills the air. Five leaps towards the six, and Adam scoops one up in each meaty arm and flies them out of the exit. We go invisible before they are outside the confines of the ship. Five's a skilled flyer. I have to trust that he'll carry them unharmed over this mass of mocks and get them in the entrance. That leaves me, 9, Marina, and BK to lead the assault. None of us says anything as we stride into the chaos, right towards the hundreds of mocks ready to kill us. We don't need to discuss strategy. We have done this before. As soon as we're clear from the ramp, Lexa gets her ship out of the harm's way. She doesn't fly straight up though. Instead, she takes off with a corkscrew, cleaving through the first wave of Mongolians. I'm grateful for that. Blaster fire burns the air around us. With the chaos created by Lexa's departure, the explosions overhead, and the fact that they're all crammed together in front of the cavern entrance, the mocks are just as likely to hit each other as they are to hit us. Even so, Nine and Marina do not waste any time, telekinetically ripping their guns away from them. Soon it's raining hardware as they bring the blasters down on the mocks' head. I unleash my stun vision, painting it across the nearest row of mocks. As soon as I've done that, Marina jackhammers those Mongolian statues with a barrage of icicles. Their bodies break apart with shots that Nine catches with his telekinesis and sets to spinning around us. It's like we are surrounded by a meteor shower of broken Mongolian body parts. All of the debris serves to act as a cover, deflecting most of the mock blaster shots. There are a few picking scatter in the crowd of the mocks. The big beasts are fired up from all of the mayhem and end up trampling through the backbone to charge us. Hideous as always with their muscular bodies that look like someone crushed by an ox and a gorilla, then added fangs, claws, and spiky gray skin. I briefly remember how one of those things used to terrify me. Back in paradise, just one Pekin rampaging around their school almost killed our whole group. Then I stand my ground. The Pekin closest to me gets met with a jet of fire from both of my extended palms. It screams and cooks, its thick body engulfed in flame. I pick it up with my telekinesis and sling it back into the crowd, hoping to crush some mocks before the thing fully disintegrates. Bernie Kosar latches onto the second Pekin. My old friend has taken one of his favorite battleships, powerful wings, a lion's body, and eagle's head, essentially a griffin. With a flap of his wings, he gets over the Pekin, then smashes his head through his spine. Another Pekin bears down on Marina. Nine flashes in between them and punches clear through the Pekin's snout. He grabs the underside of the beast's jaw and lifts, snapping its side apart before tossing it aside. Nine's arm is all carved up from shoving into the Pekin's mouth, but Marina quickly heals him. I sling firefalls into the mocks. Whenever the blaster fire gets too heavy, I create some new cover with my stun vision. We press forward, gaining ground. The mocks are beginning to backpedal towards the cavern entrance, but that doesn't last long. Five appears behind them, his body completely steel, holding a blaster in one hand and brandishing his blade in the other. He lights up a bunch of mocks from behind before taking to the air. With methodical glee, fire repeatedly cannonballs into the crowd, crushing mocks beneath his heavy metal frame, standing up, stabbing any around him, then taking flight again to repeat the process. John, a calm voice in my mind, a reprieve from the madness around me. It's Ella. Six says the shields are down. I look around. We've halved the number of mobs around here, but there's still a lot of fighting to be done. I have got blaster burns on my arms and chest that I quickly heal. Nine and Marina are constantly needing to heal between assaults too. Five's the only one who looks like he'd be happy mopping the backbone for the rest of the night. Time to finish this up. Marina, I reach out repeatedly. Give me an igloo. Marina reacts immediately. She creates a dome of ice over her and Nine, thick and sturdy. As soon as it's created, I hit the structure with my stun vision, turning it from ice to solid granite. Then I run forward, joining them underneath it. BK charges in too. Five sees what we're doing and snorts. Instead of diving in with us, he simply flies clear of the battle. Mocks run towards us, but Marina and I quickly seal the entrance. Sweet bunker, Nine comments in the dark. open fire. I tell Ella. And this is the end of chapter 1. I mean, chapter 27, part 1. And part 2 should be on the next video.